Time now for a business update from the land of milk and honey. We turn our attention to Northwest Arkansas and Paul Gatling, editor of the Northwest Arkansas Business Journal. Paul, let's begin with the most buzzworthy news of the week from the region. There's going to be a marijuana dispensary on Walton Boulevard in Bentonville. Give me the who, what, where, when, and why.
You wasted no time showing off your pun game. I'm impressed. Of course, we've waited a long time to get to this point, since November 2016, but the medical marijuana industry is here. I mean, later this spring, in a couple of months, the dispensaries, there are 32 of those spread across 8 different geographic zones of Arkansas. There will be 4 in Benton and Washington counties, and one of those is just about a half a mile from Walmart headquarters on Walton Boulevard. It's a liquor store, Walton Boulevard Wine and Spirits, and both the business and the building are owned by Eric Danielson. He's a Fayetteville attorney. He's also the son of former Arkansas Supreme Court Justice Paul Danielson, and he is also a minority stakeholder in one of the 32 dispensary licensed operators, and he is going to transform his liquor store business. The business is going to be shuttered, and there's going to be a dispensary at that location. He tells me he's hoping to have that open by May the 1st, and he's mentioning that date is because that's when he's told that one of the 5 cultivators will first have products available to ship to dispensaries. So we're starting to learn a little bit more. There's a lot of questions about this new industry. In fact, one of those I asked him about transportation rules and how the product is going to get from the grower to the dispensaries, and do the employees have to be specially licensed? Can you use the same employees from your liquor store? Just a lot of questions that are finally being really kind of focused on as we ramp up to the start of this medical marijuana industry here in just a couple of months.
And obviously there is the medicinal purpose of marijuana, but Northwest Arkansas is also taking its future health care very seriously. This past week, representatives from the blue zones were in town. What is a blue zone? Why is this a big deal?
Well, it's not going to give us license to go around speaking vulgar language more than any other region in Arkansas. No, a blue zone is it's a group from Minnesota, and it's an initiative to identify areas it's a health-focused initiative. So Blue Zones was started in 2010 by a National Geographic fellow named Dan Buettner, who identified 5 areas throughout the world that had the highest concentration of people living over 100 years old, and he equated that to healthy lifestyles and a lot of social and workplace ingredients that all work into that. And so there's an assessment going on this past week in Northwest Arkansas. Representatives from the Blue Zone were here to visit with stakeholders, have community meetings, and really just kind of assess the readiness of Northwest Arkansas as being a potential Blue Zone region. Right now there are close to 50 Blue Zone areas throughout the country in 11 different states who are going through different points of the process to become a Blue Zone. And so if this assessment were to prove fruitful for Northwest Arkansas, eventually in a few months there would be a more detailed proposal put forth to these stakeholders, of which there are many: Northwest Arkansas Council, Mercy Health, University of Arkansas, UAMS, Washington Regional Medical Center, and other. It's a public-private partnership. There would be a more detailed proposal put forth about what you need to do, how you need to do it, what it would cost. And at that point, if it's a proposal that is adopted, it would take up to 3 to 5 years to achieve this Blue Zone status of an area that is ready to improve its health and improve its lifestyle, which would lead to longevity for its residents.
And that would presumably help recruit more people to the region too.
That's where a lot of the health-focused meetings are coming from, spearheaded by the Northwest Arkansas Council. You're right.
Finally, what's new in the agri-hood? A recent cover story in the Journal focuses on a new movement in community planning that centers on neighborhoods around a type of urban farming business model. What's an agri-hood? What's this all about?
Right, an agri-hood is the nomenclature for an agricultural neighborhood, and the first agri-hood in Arkansas right now is in development in Bentonville. So Essentially, it's a residential neighborhood that has an urban farm built as one of the amenities. You know, say think of a residential neighborhood or an apartment complex that has a golf course or a swimming pool or a workout and tanning salon. All of those are amenities. It's just this amenity here happens to be, the main one happens to be an urban farm. So it's called Red Barn. It's in Bentonville. It's on property that is owned by the Walton family interests. The developer is Green Circle Projects of Springfield, Missouri. And the developer behind Green Circle is a really driven entrepreneur I had a chance to meet named Matt O'Reilly, who is a descendant of the publicly traded auto parts business, O'Reilly Auto Parts. And he has some projects in Springfield. They also have a couple of other projects going on in Bentonville, but the crown jewel and the one that's coming out of the ground the soonest right now is Red Barn, and it's so named because there's a red barn on the property. It's about a half a mile north of the downtown square in Bentonville. It has about 138 residential units. It's a 15-acre development, and 2 acres of that is going to be a working agricultural farm that's expected to produce hundreds of pounds of produce, as many as 60 different types of vegetables and other products. There's going to be a bee apiary. There will be high towers. There will be chickens not running around, but a chicken coop and chicken tractor, I think is the phrase for it. But really a neat project that is going to be so close to downtown and really an urban farm and an urban area that a lot of people around here are excited about. And those should be coming online, the apartments, in April through June, and they should start producing vegetables as soon as May.
Well, as I said, it was the land of milk and honey in my intro. I was pretty right about that. He's Paul Gatling, editor of the Northwest Arkansas Business Journal. You can catch more on all of these stories at talkbusiness.net and NWABusinessJournal.com. Paul, thanks so much.
Thank you.
And that's all for this edition of Talk Business and Politics. As always, thanks for tuning in. I'm Roby Brock. We'll see you next time.